You guys want to watch Power Rangers?
Oh, no.
Only if we watch every single one.
No!
We're back after a long time. I hope you guys enjoyed Green with Evil. It took a while. Sorry.
Yeah, we said we're going to take a couple weeks break. We took the summer off.
Whoops. Anyways, episode 22, The Trouble with Shell Shock. We start, and let me tell you, they're hooping.
They're playing pretty good.
They're playing, is it all six of them to start? I forget already.
No, it's Zach, Tommy, and Jason, and it's really just a bunch of shots of them doing like behind the back passes.
Just let them play for a while and they recorded and took the best shots. Because they're like making every shot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Zach, he dribbles back to the line and he goes, "It's time for my slam, a jam, a double wham, a hip hop it because you can't stop it. Big disgrace because it's in your face." Mm-hmm. Then he shoots a three and makes it. But it's like, he made like 5 threes before that.
They're making him do a lot of, I don't know what he phrases.
He was the only one that got, yeah.
Like this whole episode, he's just rhyming stuff.
Yeah.
But in a very slow pace.
Yeah. And so Squat kind of materializes over by a tree and he goes, "Me and Babu are making a monster."
No, he says, "The new monster, Babu, and I are creating."
And so back on the moon, Rita is asleep. She's sleeping in a chair. Yes, they don't have beds.
And they
up there.
repeat the shot of her almost waking up like 5 times.
Yeah,
she had too many. She had too many moon aspirin, and now
she finally got her aspirin.
Yeah,
and so
moon Benadryl.
Yeah, and so they're NyQuil, and then their Babu and Squat are sneaking past her, and Babu is telling Squat to be quiet, but he's way louder than Squat. And they pull out the turtle from that movie.
Over the hedge.
They were filming on 9/11, and they kept filming. I'll put a picture in. No,
he looks like the monster from Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze.
I'll put a picture into that too.
Yeah, there's the turtle man.
And they were like, he's got to have more features. And so they bring out a traffic light. And I said, what? And they bring out a baseball bat. And I said, what? And they bring out a hook. And I said, huh? And then Babu says his name should be Greta or Patouche.
What? And then he just says, "How about shell shock?"
And they show Rita for the first time almost waking up, and she goes, "Wah!" And like that's it.
Yeah.
And then they make shell shock, and he spits out of the machine, and he doesn't have a hook hand or a baseball.
No, he's just a turtle with spikes.
He's got the traffic cone sticking out.
He does that.
He's wobbling about.
I like that. I like it a lot.
And he's got like 2 zeros on his back, like a sports jersey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but they didn't put any of that on him.
We get to the baseball later, so I assume in the original episode he's like a sports-obsessed turtle. But then what does the stoplight mean? And what does the hook hand mean?
And later the cannon.
And so we cut back to them hooping. Jason has worn the same red tank top like 5 or 6 times now.
Right, he's probably got like 5 of them.
I guess that's just normal costume design, but it's funny. And then Zach has just a vicious block on Tommy.
Oh, he smacked it down with 2 hands.
2 hands. Yeah. Putties show up. They steal the rock. And I'm saying they should have done a 5-on-5 right here.
That would be.
They should have. Then we almost get our wish.
Yeah.
Because they do some of the terrible fight editing, and then Zach just decides to dunk so hard that the putties leave.
But there's one shot where a putty's flying over someone, and he bops one right in the crotch with the ball, and it like makes him disappear.
And then there's also a shot where like Billy's kind of just like out of his element, but it's like you've been a Power Ranger for months now. How are you bad at fighting?
Yeah, there's a shot where Kimberly does a backflip and then doesn't. That's it. She stands.
Right.
She does a backflip. That's it.
This fight was all for show. Maybe they fought putty so long they're like, let's just.
The dunk was crazy. A dunk's so good that they dematerialize his nuts. And so Babu and Squad are up on the moon. They start crying, but like this is nothing new. The putties have won once, maybe.
Yeah, they've never won.
Well, I guess they've never been in charge. They can't.
That's true. They're failing.
Rita is still based.
Yeah. And so
Bulk and Skull appear.
Yeah, but first Tommy leaves. He says, "Sorry, I'm late for karate. Bye."
Yep.
Bulk and Skull show up.
There's a hot dog truck too. Just at the same time as Bulk and Skull are walking in, the hot dog guy is like,
summoned by
"What do you want?" But it's not while he's in the picture,
and it's literally perfect timing as the putties leave.
Yeah. They have an aura of food.
Yeah.
And so they start they're doing their usual banter, but then they just decide to actually try and kidnap Kimberly and get in a fist fight with Jason. And
Bulk just takes Kimberly hostage. Like,
and then is it Zach or Jason like attack Bulk and he throws them both off. Like,
we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Jason might be the strongest Power Ranger, but Bulk had the bench press record before him.
He's the strongest human.
He's the strongest human. We were talking about Ernie. And so they do their kind of like spin around thing, and they crash into the hot dog stand. Yeah, they get covered in like hot dogs and ketchup.
And Skull's
and
like
mustard.
chewing on a hot dog, and he spits it out, and then he goes, "Tasty." It's like, well, if it was tasty, why'd you spit it out?
Yeah.
And the hot dog guy goes, "You gotta pay for those," and then
they both start spitting it out.
Yeah.
But know what I'm thinking? Maybe that was cut footage from earlier. They needed to fill a spot when he says, he said tasty. They could have done that.
I think they put it too early. He says you got to pay for it. They start spitting it out like they're not eating it.
Yeah, but they put it too early, but he still wouldn't say tasty.
Or maybe it's sarcastic tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Or they just know.
But then they instantly cut to him like putting them to work, working the food
they're
carts,
like
and then he's slapping both
Spatula.
the tongs. Yeah. All right.
They just disappear the rest of the episode.
So then Shell Shock and Baboon Squad are in the trees, and they're explaining things to Shell Shock, and he's like, oh, he's like a little
he's
slow.
like the thinker. He's like the lore of all the Power Rangers.
Yeah. And they're like, all right, just use your rays, you'll be fine.
And he explodes the basketball.
Yeah, he just blows the
things
basketball
escalate
up.
so quickly.
And then the Rangers are like, oh, that's a monster. All right, morph immediately.
Yeah.
So they're getting better with
And
that.
he goes, remember how these 3 guys in this room right now complained about Trini not doing anything for 5 episodes? Time to make her not do anything again. And he hits her with a ray that makes her jog to like Brazil.
Yeah, he hits her with the go ray. She's like, oh no! And then
But like
she runs
it's not
away.
explained immediately, so it hits her and she just runs away.
And it's like, oh, instantly she's taken out of half of this episode.
Yep.
And so then he pulls out the baseball bat, and I was like, whoa. And then the stoplight lights up again, and he turns his face into a cannon, and he hits him with the red.
He hits him with grape shot.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
turns
The
into
cannon,
a Blastoise.
bam.
He just
Yep.
gets him.
And
And he hits a
bionic
bunch of
orb.
baseballs at him.
Yeah, and so he freezes Zach, Billy, and Kimberly.
Mhm.
Jason, I guess, gets like freed from the freezing by getting blown up, I guess.
No, he dodges it, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And so
Jason always just gets away.
Yeah. And so Squad once again has the camera that he had in the episode where it was Zach's birthday. I don't know what that
He's just the camera
that
guy.
gag didn't make it to America.
It won't
TV.
happen. But imagine this is all he's recording a documentary and they do a clip show.
They might
Oh,
do that.
oh,
They
yeah,
might
yeah,
do a
yeah.
clip show. It makes
Do
sense.
clip shows exist in the
Yeah. Oh my
in the
god.
90s
It's
for
like
sure,
2000. Yeah. And so they leave because somehow they lost that fight.
No. They took a trick out of Goldar's book. They left before they lost.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
And then what does Goldar say in response? You fucked up.
Yeah.
You're so bad at
That's
tactics.
my strategy.
That's my strategy. I'm the one who
He's
teleports
such a
away when I'm
dangerous
like
man.
yelling
He's like,
at him.
I'm gonna tell Rita on you.
And
And
Babu says, no.
And then Rita wakes up and she's like, wow, well done, guys. And it's like, oh, hey.
And they all start dancing.
Yeah.
The turtle does this weird grabby dance, and they keep repeating it.
Yeah.
And Goldar's like, no!
Stop this. You can't use my strategy and get praised by Rita. And so they go back to Alpha and Zordon, and all of them except for, Trini's gone.
Well,
But-
no, Zordon sends Trini to run.
Right, yes.
To run
And
to go
Jason-
get a magical herb that'll undo the freeze.
Yeah, Jason's the only one who can move, and he's like, help, and Alpha and Zordon are like, we know exactly what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And so, they send
somehow
Trini-
Alpha's like, oh no, Shell Shock used his stop rates. Alpha, how do you know that?
Yeah.
How-
that's
they
not-
they
this is
just
like,
made
This
it.
is like
They
a
have-
made-up guy.
Yeah, they have a log of all of these monsters.
Wait.
They could have had like a
Wait.
library of what to do immediately.
Yeah.
But in the past, we were like, oh, they know all of them because like they're clay and they've been used a million years
Yeah.
ago. But this one didn't have the stoplight on him. They did that just now.
They made him brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alpha's a genius. He's a savant.
Yeah.
And so, Zordon sends Trini to like one place in the universe you can get this flower.
But
And
so
it's
can-
like, oh, actually down the block.
Zordon can teleport them without any machine.
He
just
chooses not
anywhere
to.
in the universe.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Teleport them to Rita's base. and
Teleport
defeat
Rita.
her.
Yeah.
Oh, no attacking without defense. So they'll never
Oh.
defeat Rita.
Rita
unless-
escalates every episode. They have
They have to wait until
Probable
she
cause.
goes herself.
And then they can kill her.
Yeah. And so Trini goes to like Brazil, but it's down the block. Rita cuts to the chase, says, all right, Shell Shock, you're big. He starts swiping at the buildings,
Yeah.
killing thousands like usual. Tommy is still at karate practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just not karate. It's practice for himself.
Yeah,
there's
he's
no team.
practicing
There's no
karate.
coach. He's in the middle of the juice bar with
It's
his
not a
pro
class.
staff,
And he's just going at
just
it.
going, and people are watching him.
And he's really going at it.
And
Yeah.
like, there's 2 girls in the back, and the idea is definitely supposed to be like they're like giggle, oh he's so cute, but it just looks like they're laughing at him because he looks in the door, and Ernie comes over and starts laughing too. It's great. It's the only thing Ernie does in this episode. He's in the
Yeah.
background for 2 seconds.
And then on the radio, Jason's like, Zordon, it's too much for my dinosaur.
Yeah, and so he's fighting in the T-Rex Zord against Shell Shock. He calls in Tommy, and meanwhile Trini has reached the hill, but she can't stop running.
Yep.
And she's getting tired, so she might like collapse. And Zordon says, "Look to the saber-toothed tiger," and a hologram of it appears in front of her.
Yeah.
It's like it's Obi-Wan. Just like it goes. It doesn't say anything.
No,
No, it
it'd be
doesn't.
crazy.
It just gives her like a.
She's like, I call upon the tiger. Bring the
Yeah, the
she channels
tiger
the spear.
hovers the herbs over to her.
Yeah.
When she could have just run the
Wait,
extra.
did it? I thought she was inspired by the tiger.
No.
No.
She's like, saber-toothed tiger, bring me that flower. She's ran what, like miles and miles? It was like 30 feet away at this point.
And so then the Dragon Zord shows up.
Wait, no, before that though, Tommy gets a call on his beeper pager or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's Jason. He's like, Tommy, we need your help. And like, meanwhile, he's getting like beaten to death, and he's so casual.
And Tommy's like, okay.
Yeah.
And so it's the Dragon Zord and the T-Rex Zord against Shell Shock, and they do a little like shimmy towards each other, and
Yeah.
it looked like they were gonna high five.
Yeah.
And
They
I
put
got
their hands
excited.
up.
Yeah.
And they put their hands up, and then they knock Shell Shock down, and they're like passing him back and forth with punches, and he gets like dirt in his eye, but it was a lie.
Yeah.
He freezes them with the red beam.
Well, no, he says, "Oh, you got me." Not.
And so Trini has the power to run at the Flash. Like, she's the Flash's
Well,
speed.
Yeah. And then she
Zordon-
just jumps on top
Teleports.
of the turtle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my favorite shot in the show so
it's
far.
so good.
And she jogs in place on top of his
Yeah.
head.
There's
It's-
we'll put a video
we'll
up.
put it
She's
in.
jogging in place on like this fake turtle head.
It's the shot from the Green with Evil 5-parter where Tommy jumps on top of the Dragon Zord to play the
Yeah,
flute, and then
yeah.
they cut to an action figure on an action figure.
Yeah.
But it's so much crazier because it's the Yellow Ranger on a turtle.
Yeah, and then like you see the little figure bobbing around as
Yeah.
the turtle waving.
And so then she shakes the flower in the sky, the pollen gets everywhere, it
Yeah.
heals everyone.
Yeah.
They annihilate
Yeah, the
Shell
T-Rex
Shock.
has some sort of roar into the ground.
Ferocious.
And it
We've
just
seen that before.
dissolves.
He does
Yeah.
that in Green with Evil.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, whatever. And then he literally turns into dust, and the
And my
T-Rex
notes had
and the
wrote
Dragon Zord.
Frost breath incinerated.
What did you write?
I don't know.
Say it again.
Frost breath incinerated helium. I was not looking.
You
at
have
the
such a
keyboard.
way with words.
Yeah.
And so the T-Rex and the Dragon Zord hold hands.
Yeah,
then
they
they
don't
shimmy
high-five.
again.
They
The
just put
Dragon
their hands
Zord,
on
like,
top
or
of
one
each
of them rests the hand on the other one.
Yeah,
It looks kind of
yeah.
romantic,
Mhm.
but it's
Yeah.
nice.
And it made me think Billy and Kim did nothing this episode.
Absolutely.
Zach
True.
dumped so hard that he made putties go away. That was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah.
He hit the slamma-jamma, whamma-mamma, whatever.
Kim got tossed around by the
Yeah,
bullies.
that's it. They did nothing.
And then it closes with more basketball.
Yeah, Rita, Rita yells at them in the moon.
Yeah.
That's,
And Billy dunks.
Yeah,
yeah,
But
it
it's
goes crazy.
the worst closer to an episode yet.
It was the longest shot ever.
And we were just bored.
It's Billy goes, how about we go one-on-one? And the loser buys lunch.
Yep.
And then he dunks on him. And that was that episode. That was a good one.
Not bad.
That was a
Alright.
really good one. I'm glad to be
Thanks
back.
For tuning in, we'll be back.